for all the good work which has gone into getting all these 40 odd speakers for today's conference over the 3 days. And also, as you see, that he is really taking a back seat, although he is the major force behind the conference, and I really appreciate his selfless task in doing this. So his influence is actually felt in every aspect of this conference. So central to our ethos is the principle that the knowledge should be accessible to all, and that is another important point in this conference, as this is open to participants worldwide, free of charge. And in these days, people charge hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars for people participating in conferences. So this is free of charge, and regardless of geographic location, anyone with an internet connection and tethered to the internet can listen to this. And we are talking about remote areas in the world, like for example, like Asia, where I am living. There are, people cannot pay huge amounts of money for this conference, and I think that's another great, public service we are doing through this conference. So finally, I have to say today's realization of this vision of Dr. Marian's, and this is conference number 3, and I hope when we look into the future, I'm confident that dedication will continue to steer us towards a greater success in the years ahead. So, and finally, what I have to say is I eagerly anticipate the insights and discussions that will unfold over the course of this conference. And I'm sure there will be very interesting themes which are emerging from the conference. So also, I would like to thank Dr. Simona and Dr. Detros, who are very good friends of ours. And even we are part of R.M.P. And so it was a memorable everything and speak. Thank you, and days of conference. And another important thing is you don't have to travel to conferences. You can listen in your own bedroom, and that is also not that advantage of this conference. So with these few words, I would like to thank all of you and stop my presentation at this stage. Thank you very much. I think the next is also my, I have to do my first presentation, right? Dr. Petros.
Professor Marian, who is next now? Should I address the audience according to the program?
Yes, that's right. You. Yeah, I don't have the.
Thank you very much. So good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all on the 3rd edition of InnoBio10 2024, the premier virtual international conference dedicated to innovation, collaboration, and the advancement of clinical care. I have this wonderful music. Thank you very much for the nice music.
I'm sorry about that. It's the audio from the presentation, and we cannot lower it sadly.
It was very nice input. Thank you.
Yeah, we wanted to give the spotlight to the presenter. If you can give me a moment before you start. Sorry about this technical issue. Just 1 second.
Should I start again then?
Yes, but let me open the presentation before so that we can have you in the spotlight.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
welcome. Good morning. Good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you on the third edition of InnoBioDent 2024, the premier virtual international dental conference dedicated to innovation, collaboration, and the advancement of dental care. As co-organizer of this event, in my capacity as the president of the European Regional Organization of the FDI, within the FDI, I am delighted to join you in what promises to be inspiring and transformative gathering. First of all, I have to thank to my presenting speakers, which was the president of the FDI, Professor Greg Chadwick, our FDI president, Professor Lakshman Samarkaniye, who is the chief editor of our journal, International Dental Journal of FDI, and special thanks to Professor Marian Constantinescu, who is really the heart of this conference. So this year we gathered here a lot of speakers, about 40 speakers from different countries around the world. And the theme, Innovation and Biosciences and Dentistry for a Healthier Tomorrow, reflects the dynamic structure of our field. Dentistry today stands at the crossroad for science, technology, and patient-centered care. And we all are witnessing rapid advancements in areas such as digital dentistry, which is revolutionizing diagnostics and treatment with tools like artificial intelligence and 3D printing, regenerative dentistry paving the way for groundbreaking solutions in repair, regenerate oral tissues, and sustainability as we rethink practices and materials to meet the global call for environmental responsibility in healthcare, as Professor Sam was mentioning before. Through this conference, we aim to explore how these innovations can elevate our practices, improve outcomes, and address disparities in access to care globally. What makes InnoBioDent so unique is the ability to transcend borders and create global platform for dental professionals, researchers, and industry leaders. Together, we represent a diverse community united by shared commitment to advancing oral health. This year, we are proud to welcome experts and participants from all over the world, and this diversity enriches our discussions, bringing in valuable perspectives from different regions, disciplines, and experiences. As the representative from European Regional Organization of Dentists within the FDI, I am deeply aware of the need for collaboration in tackling the challenges we face at the profession. These challenges include addressing oral health care inequities and ensuring access to care for all, combating the global burden of oral diseases, strengthening the role of dentistry in systemic health and well-being. Our ability to meet this challenge depends on the strengths of our partnership, but not only among dental professionals, but also with stakeholders in education, public health, technology, and policy. Over the next 3 days, you will have the opportunity to engage with a rich program that includes keynote presentations from world-renowned speakers who are pioneers in the field, cutting-edge research and case studies that offer insight into the latest advancement, and networking opportunities that allow us to connect, share, and grow as a global dental community. Our mission at the FDI and ERO is to promote universal health as an essential part of overall health and well-being. This vision aligns closely with the purpose of InnoBioDent Conference to inspire, educate, and innovate for a healthier future. Let us use this platform to ask bold questions, challenge traditional boundaries, and envision the future of dentistry together. Every conversation, idea, and collaboration we initiate here has the potential to make a meaningful impact of lives we serve. In closing, let us embrace this opportunity to learn and connect. Let us live inspired and empowered to make a difference in our practices, communities, and in the world. Thank you very much, and let us begin this exciting journey together. Wishing you a successful and enriching conference. Thank you very much.
I think I'll have to, if I may, thank Dr. Simona Tesco also for a very, very nice. Truly appreciate the ERO, the help of ERO for this conference and helping assisting us to. I believe the next presentation is mine. Is that correct, Mihail? This is Lakshman.
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah. So let me share my screen and just take it from there. Right. So I'm Lakshman Samaranayak. I'm the editor-in-chief of the International Dental Journal, and the past dean and emeritus professor at the University of Hong Kong, as I mentioned earlier. And I have also worked as a dean in University of Queensland and also in Dubai in University of Sharjah. So my presentation, if I can just share with you, is on the sorry, I can't get the screen. I've got some issues.
Is there a problem I can help with?
Yeah, so I have, I have opened the PowerPoint. So
you need to go in Google Meet, and in the middle of the screen, you have the fifth button, which is present now, and you can present at the same time with our presentation. And yours is going to be in the front plan.
So
it's an arrow going upwards, going up. It's that button, and you can press it, and you need to choose.
Is it share now? No. Chrome tab window.
You can do an entire screen if you have the presentation as an application. In the.
Can you see it now? No. Stop sharing. Can you see it now?
We can see, but you presented the Google Meet. conference. You can close it, stop sharing.
Yeah, stop
And,
sharing. Yes.
When you access what you want to present, you have in the right corner a little image of what you're going to present.
I see. Right corner. You are sorry about this. Listen now. Change the full screen. Can you see anything now?
No.
Earlier it was okay. Entire screen.
After you press the present button, it's gonna be
Where is the present button? I can't see the present button.
It's in the middle of the screen. Where is our camera? No, the one next to the face on the right.
Meetgoogle.com. Then
Yes.
there's a Chrome tab and there's a window tab.
And there is the entire screen. You can also share the entire
screen. Yeah, okay.
And then you need to open on your screen, and we are going to be able to see.
And now?
We cannot see it now.
Okay, I'm opening the PowerPoint.
On the screen.
Yeah, it's now on the screen.
Okay, now open your browser where the Meet is and press the up arrow.
Press the now. Okay.
Okay, and now let's share now. Okay, now go to entire screen.
Entire screen. Yeah.
Select entire screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Press share. And now on your device, please go to the power presentation.
Okay.
And now activate the presentation. That one, you can leave it there. It's a confirmation for you to know that you are presenting. You can leave it there, and on the PowerPoint, start the presentation. Now everyone in the call can see the presentation. Hide.
Yeah.
Yes, it is perfect. You may proceed.
Okay. Thank you very much. So my apologies about the technical issues. First time I'm using this platform. So my presentation on is the interface of oral microbiomics and new technology, and it has 3 parts to it. And first is the oralome and the new technology. in than in the periodontitis TB type. This is one so it is a very complex, and why we are which has been giving us spewing new data as we speak. So very quickly we go on to the oral microbiome, which is the oral microbiome, which is when we take. So this particular oral microbiome comprises essentially of two groups of organisms living in two different lifestyles. One lifestyle is biofilms. So predominantly, most of these organisms are arranged inside communities called biofilms, and we don't have time to go into that. And that's quite a proportion suspended in saliva and so on as planktonic organisms, right? So again, I come back to the part 2, which is the new oral systemic axis. Going back to that particular slide. So these bacteria cause all these major disease, not cause, associated with. Sorry, it's very, very important to realize, although we have had hundreds of papers, we could not actually show that these bacterial communities and bacterial complexes, which are pathogenic complexes, do whether they cause any of the atherosclerotic disease or low birth weight babies or pregnancy complications or diabetes or various other things. These are mere associations only, and one has to differentiate between association and causation. And as I say, as editor of the International Dental Journal, I get a lot of people talking about causation, but still it has not been proven, and there's a long way to go before this is to be shown. But the associations are very, very high between vascular disease and periodontitis and vascular disease and chronic complications such as pregnancy outcomes. And what is more, there are various other diseases, so-called associations between oral cancers, pancreatic cancer, lung cancer, and esophageal cancer. And it may be that the dysbiotic oral states can cause these cancers as well, is associated with these cancers as well. So we have in the oral cavity, in the oral microbiota, we have the healthy species. On your left, you can see the good guys, and then on the right side, you get the pathogenic species. They are also called pathobionts or periodontopathogens, and there are the three major groups: Fusobacteria, P. gingivalis, then so-called Actinobacter species, and so on and so forth. Then the other two conditions I just want to mention is there are associations between rheumatoid arthritis and oral microbiota, and it could be that individuals manifesting both periodontal disease and rheumatoid arthritis may suffer from the unifying underlying systemic deregulation of the inflammatory response, and the chronic inflammation may be the reason for this particular association. Then there is some very good evidence which is coming up recently and described in various journals, the association between Alzheimer's disease and periodontal disease. Particularly one organism, one of the periodontal pathogens which is associated is a Porphyromonas gingivalis, and also people have to some extent sketched out the pathway by which the P. gingivalis, this is the so-called periodontal pathogen which you see in chronic periodontal disease, may cause Alzheimer's disease or may be associated with Alzheimer's disease. Okay, what are the reasons for that? The reasons are this, that for example, these P. gingivalis produce toxic proteases, and these are called gingipains, right? And this has been found in patients with Alzheimer's disease, particularly in their amyloid plaques. So you know, one of the reasons why you get loss of memory is due to the like plaque formation in the nervous tissues, in the connecting neurons, and these amyloid plaques are thought to have been shown to contain so-called gingipains, which are derived from P. gingivalis. So you can remember these gingivalis and gingipains. You know, it's easy to remember. So that's very just very quickly about Alzheimer's disease. Now we're coming back to new technology. How do we connect what we see today with the future of dentistry? Now all of you have heard about personalized dentistry, I believe, and this is now becoming much more fashionable. And this is, for example, an advertisement which I taken from a Japanese paper. Because of this close association between chronic periodontal disease and chronic dysbiotic oral microbiome and systemic disease, one can now say that you can analyze the bacteria in your plant or in your oral cavity and then predict the possibility of getting oral cancers or various other diseases such as diabetes. So, beg your pardon. So this is one dental clinic. This is where they are offering this kind of services, where they sample the plaque, and from the plaque they give a personalized profile of the oral microbiota and the possibility of getting specific diseases. But this is fine to the future. Nevertheless, it's how the technology works. And these are some of the. This is another example I took from one of the American journals, where the pardon me, this Dr. Joker's this particular dental clinic actually saying that periodontal disease associated with atherosclerosis, respiratory problems, erectile dysfunction, diabetes, and so on and so forth, and how periodontal how cleaning the oral cavity and having a eubiotics or not a dysbiotic systems can lead to better health. So this is once again to do with holistic dentistry. Okay. So we are coming into the next 10 minutes or so, the new technology and therapeutics. In this context, I want to just touch on few areas: antimicrobial peptides, probiotics and prebiotics, epigenetic drugs, and matrix disruptors. Okay, let me just take you through each of these. So if you take the antimicrobial peptides, these are now, for example, if you take fluohexidine or some similar drugs which are available today, when you take these fluoxetine mouthwashes such as or mouthwashes such as Listerine, which are made of like plant oils, what they do is they kill the bacteria non-selectively. I call it carpet bombing because it really kills everything, which leaves the good as well as the bad bacteria. So as you saw in the previous slide, there was good guys on the left and the bad guys on the right of that slide. And but these antimicrobial peptides, what are they supposed to be doing? Why are they better? Because they have selective targeting of pathogenic bacteria. So therefore, they are thought to be better than giving sort of carpet bombing through chlorhexidine or whatever. So one of the very highly developed examples is niacin. This is a bacteriocin like antimicrobial peptide produced by Lactococcus lactis, both active against gram-positive and gram-negative specific bacteria. They disrupt biofilms, no cytotoxicity. It retards the development of multi-species biofilms, and importantly, it has been approved by the FDA. You know how difficult it's to get approval from the FDA. So this antimicrobial peptide is now available for plaque reduction. So there are other antimicrobial peptides. I don't have time to go into these, but they are denoted as K4S4, and they have specific selective action against S mutans, AAS, Bacterium comitas, Fusobacterium nucleatum, and then there are the other AMPs are peptides, beta peptides, and arylamin oligomers. Now, again, just like any other bacterial, the resistance development is a challenge, and sometimes they may cause post-sensitization. Then you have nano-sized drug delivery system, number 2, as you saw, drug delivery system, DDS, as you call it. And you can see what is the nano-size. Nano-size is just to give you an example. It's even much long. This is the size of a fudge, which you saw earlier. So it's almost the size of a fudge. It can go into bacteria very, very easily and kill them. The smaller the size of particles, so they are membrane-bound, small spherical particles. You can incorporate the drug into that, And once the drug goes into the system, either the organism or any other system, the outer lipid membrane dissolves, releasing the drug. So that is the nano drug delivery systems, and there are so many different delivery systems which are available currently. And for example, these particles can comprise of silver, copper, and so on and so forth, and they can release various chemicals such as quorum sensitive chemicals which disrupt the biofilm, releasing the drug only at acidic pH, for example, in a karyogenic situation. So it disrupts the acidic dysbiotic biofilm, and it has maybe has potential for caries reduction. So so they have found that a nano DDS system it kills biofilms 4 times more effective than a free drug because it's very targeted and very selective. Okay. They have reduced both the number and severity of carious lesions in vivo compared to the free drug, which is the farnesol they used in the nano drug delivery systems. And also the important thing is that these nano drugs are these drugs inside these vesicles are very sensitive to degradative enzymes. So therefore, these nanoparticles actually protects the drug until they reach the target. So these are the important things in the nano drug delivery systems. Then all of you have heard about probiotics. Now here I'm talking about number 3, which is the prebiotic, and it's a natural or synthetic food ingredient or supplement that modulate the microbiome to benefit the host. So I call them actually you can call them the lunch for good bacteria, as it's just a slang thing. So it's actually you're nurturing the good bacteria such as Lactobacillus reuteri, Lactobacillus acidophilus, which are good for both for the oral cavity as well as systemically. So the common prebiotics are arginine nitrate and monosomides, and these can be given in containers. And remember, these are not probiotics; these are prebiotics. These are chemicals which feed the good bacteria and does not nourish the bad bacteria. So, so as I said, these are lunch for good bacteria. The arginine, nitrate, and monosamines. They have different ways of activity. Arginine prevents caries by buffering the acids. Nitrate is useful against both caries and periodontitis by increased ammonium production and increase the pH also. And then monosamine selectively triggers the growth of commensal oral bacteria. Okay, but there are a lot of additional studies, much more research is more required in this context. And then we have probiotics. All of you know about probiotics, and they are live microbials which, administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit for the host. And for example, Lactobacillus and Streptococci have antibacterial activity against all these periodontopathic bacteria. And I don't want to go into detail because you know all about it, because even if you got some kind of diarrhea, you go to the doctor, nowadays they give lactobacilli suspensions. So a lot of studies, and we have done a recent study, meta-analysis showing that gingivitis and periodontitis can be reduced overall by these probiotics. And then it has pro-inflammatory effects, modulates the pro-inflammatory effect, it reduces inflammation. And then there's chewing gum with Lactobacillus reuteri, which one study led to reduction in gingivitis, some example. And then there is another example where Bacillus subtilis reduced the bone loss and attachment loss. Then another thing which I want to show is another probiotic which directly affect caries is an organism which is called Streptococcus dentisani. The teeth and sani means sanitary, so that's how they call it, dentisani. And when you have in taking Streptococcus dentisani in some kind of compound into the oral cavity, straight away goes into the various areas where there is this pH, low pH, right? And it has been shown to increase the pH and thereby reducing the karyogenicity. That has been reported in frontiers in neuromicrobiology. And then there are some notions that where you can get, for example, saliva from healthy donors and then purify it and then give it to situations where you have chronic infections such as candidiasis in immunocompromised patients as oral rinsers, and so that eubiosis, this good bacteria given to a bad bacterial state, dysbiotic state, and goes back to good bacterial state. So these are some of the new technologies which may come into the future, which you may see in the future. So there are some drawbacks of probiotics because the number of probiotic cells needed for a large, so you need large amounts of bacteria. You need transportation in viable form because they, once given in, they have to grow inside the oral cavity or in the gut. Yeah, so therefore people are talking about micro encapsulation of probiotics, such as the nano drug delivery systems as well. So this is whatever it is. And we have now finally the last few slides, extracellular polymeric material disruptors. So some of you may, I'm sure all of you know that the oral biofilm has a very protective outer sheet, which is called the extracellular polymeric matrix, which is which has which really protects the microorganisms living inside the matrix. It's like a big, like a bomb shelter. You know, nowadays we are talking about bomb shelter, where incoming bacteria cannot get in, incoming like even chemicals and antibiotics cannot get in due to the thick exopolysaccharide they have. So if you can disrupt, so the theory is that if you can disrupt this matrix of the oral biofilm, then indeed then that you can reach your targeted bacteria. So there are two strategies for this. First is to disruption of the synthesis of the extracellular polysaccharide, and then disruption in the secretion and targeting its composition and structure once it's formed. So before it's formed and after it's formed, you can actually destroy the matrix. So these are what people are working on this context. So disrupting EPS synthesis and secretion has been achieved by different kinds of compounds in different researchers like Karawalis and so on. Composition and structure has been disruption has been achieved by using some of these very innocuous enzymes such as dextronases, mutanases, and dispersing, and so on and so forth. Finally, we come on to the epidrugs, so-called epidrugs. So these are drugs that inhibit or modulate disease-associated epigenetic proteins. And so the examples are bromodomain and so on. And one example in an animal model is this particular bromodomain ameliorates or reduces gingival inflammation and alveolar bone destruction in P. gingivalis induced experimental periodontitis. So people don't know why exact the mechanisms behind this, and these are called epigenetic drugs that inhibit or modulate the proteins which are derived from the proteins produced by these bacteria. So I'm coming on to the last slide here. So artificial intelligence, all people are talking about AI and how it's going to change our behavior and every aspect of our behavior. And similarly, new technology can be impacted by artificial intelligence. So hopefully, through the help of AI, we should be able to find a solution for caries and periodontal disease. The other day, somebody asked me, said, Professor, you have been working on these two diseases for the last 60, 70 years, but you haven't got any, very big results like curing COVID-19 or vaccine, or we don't have anything of that sort. So with hopefully with the rapid AI analysis of this big data reservoirs on drugs, we have together with this new technology through Ramanomics or NGS or next generation NGS, we are generating so much data, it's almost impossible for humans to analyze it. So if you feed this into the AI system with its multiple analytical processors, hopefully they will produce some kind of possible new drugs or new drug composition which can be used against periodontal disease or caries or various other oral diseases, and they can pinpoint targeted drugs. And this is called some called in silico finding of new drugs, where the drugs are, because all this is previously lots of these chemicals have to be screened, hundreds of chemicals have to be screened, and tested one by one for the effect on the specific disease. Now, in silico, within the computer, you can test all these drugs for disease-causing organisms and how they are affecting their membranes and how their enzymes can be affected by the use of these new drugs. So in silico, finding of these new drugs will hopefully, through artificial intelligence, we should be able to analyze these new data and hopefully get some new drugs in the future. And then, of course, tailoring drug therapy, personalized care is another area which I'm not going to go in just now. There's no time. So this is where the new technology actually really plays a part, because, as you know, when you give a drug, the same drug will have different effects on different people. It will work on some people. There's a minority it will not work. But if you have personalized care, where as you saw earlier, where you can do the personalized analysis of your microbiome or the oral cavity, if you know whether the person is susceptible to any disease, and it yields more accurate data, then of course it will be much more useful than current carpet type of drug therapy. So this is a very, very complex situation, and this last slide shows you how all these new drug delivery systems and all these prebiotics, probiotics, and all this can affect the oral microbiome and possibly bring about the development of a good microbiome and leading to better health, as you can see on the left side. And together with, of course, there are other factors which influence better health. But I believe that oral eubiosis, where there's good microbiome and a good oral ecosystem, this could lead to better health and better compliance. Can also lead to better health through appropriate interventions. So last but not least, I would like to thank you for being here, and also I would like to thank again the Dr. Marian Constantinescu for the kind invitation, and for me to organize this symposium, and everybody else. So thank you very much.
Many thanks for your very interesting lectures, Sam.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks. Muhammad Tribal Super.
Yes. Okay. Next, we're going to take a lunch break. I'm gonna leave here on the screen, and I wish everyone a happy lunch break. We are gonna be back.
Thank you very much. Thank you.